Are we on? Is it rolling? It is. We're go. We're doing this. We're strapped in. Virgo, hello. How are you? You guys are up first. Happy birthday. I'm so happy to be back for you guys in your birthday month of September. Thank you all so much. It dawned on me I've been doing this for 6 months. We got almost 4,000 of the world's smartest, most intelligent subscribers. And I want to thank you guys for being there on the receiving end of all these readings. I'm glad I took a little break during August. I'm back in September, switching up the format a little bit. I'm going to divide the readings into two separate smaller readings, one to read for the mundane and one to read for the ascended. The difference between the readings should be pretty evident to you, pretty apparent. If not, I encourage you to check out the roundtable video where I'm going to explain that a little more in depth. You see a mix of both on YouTube, I find, Virgo, of people that just read the mundane. They're like, who, what, when, where, how. That's it. That's it. That's all you need to know. That's all you came here for. That's what you want. And that's the one I'm going to be doing first. We're asking what are the messages, the mundane for Virgo here. This is reading it will be for September. There's going to be no mid-monthly, guys. But if you're born during or near a cusp, I guess for you, that would be either with Leo or with Libra. There we go. We got some cards out for Virgo here. We're going to get started here. Central issue. What's crossing you? What is crowning the situation? What you're bringing in from the past? And what is at the foundation? What's up in the near future? Here, we're going to have a go at it. Feels right. All right. Hopes and fears. Here we go, and the final outcome, okay? So environment, best path to follow, hopes and fears, and the outcome, provided nothing changes. This is a Celtic cross, for those of you. You guys probably all know that. So bottom of the deck, overall, we've got the Queen of Cups energy. This is the mundane reading. So this is a Scorpio, this is a Pisces, this is a Cancer in your environment, or you yourself could be feeling very intuitive at this moment in time, okay? That's in the overall weather there right now, what's coming on in the subconscious. It's a very subconscious card, so things could be going deep for you guys. All right, so the querent, the major question, the intention, you, yourself, what you came in here with. Wow, tying up loose ends, making the final call. There'd be many of you here making a situation or deciding to call it, so to speak. This could be in regards to a relationship or a person, I feel. Just something in your environment that you could be cutting out. The Queen of Cups here, and it's not an easy choice here. This is something where you're just deciding to leave it be, or to sort of throw yourself all in at it. Some situation you're going to have to make a decision about, okay? Crossed by the Six of Pentacles, your major challenge coming up this month is in the area of giving, receiving. Are you on the give and take? Obviously, we look at this, somebody in the environment is going to be deciding, well, maybe I've been giving too much in a relationship. I haven't been receiving enough in this relationship. And this is what you're evaluating. You're constantly evaluating, is what you're putting in worth what you're getting out, okay, of that sort of situation. Well, let's see what's crowning the situation. You guys have the Fool reversed here. So it's like you guys know better. This is telling me that their situation is at hand. It's like you know better, or you've been there before. You've already encountered this situation and you've come out of it clean already, I feel. Or maybe not so clean, but you've learned a lesson. You've learned not to go down this path before. So that's kind of what's crowning this situation. It's like you've learned your lesson. Why would you make the same mistake twice? Okay? What you're bringing forward from the past, you guys have brought the Star. So your wishes, your hopes, and your dreams, you're always carrying them with you. And that is awesome, Virgo. That is really good to see that. So if whatever it is that you're making the decision about conflicts with your hopes and your dreams, the decision is that you may be cutting it out. You may be kind of streamlining what it is you're doing, who it is you're talking to, and is it in accordance, is it running parallel to what your hopes and your dreams and your overall, your long-term goals are, okay, with Star card there. All right, let's see what's going on. The foundation here. So what you're standing on. Okay, so you've been letting go a little bit. You've been going out on a limb, so to speak, I feel, Virgo. You've been maybe opening yourself up to situations, and now you may be evaluating whether or not you like this new energy, or this sort of this openness, that the people you've allowed in. Maybe it's time that you say, okay, maybe we need to stand our ground a little bit better, because somebody at this time is not standing their ground where they are normally used to doing that. The feeling I have, okay? Now, the near future or the immediate future here, beware of lies. Ace of Swords reversed. This is a situation where you've got lies around you at present time or in the near future. Just be careful not to take anything at face value coming up in the month of September. Sun in Virgo, people are going to be back to their old habits. You're going to find one of two things. People are going to be either like sliding back into like old bad habits, or you're going to notice like profound change in people, like healing. You're going to witness other people who have come through some shit, and they're kind of like new shining. Maybe you wish to reconnect with them or spend more time with them. But this here card is a bit of a warning. Just be aware at what's being told to you at face value. Is it true? And if so, like what do you need to debunk something or to maybe prove a situation or be vindicated in a situation? Okay, now let's see what's going on in your environment. The King of Swords reversed. Okay, so this is an older person with a lot of air in their charts. This is an Aquarian. This as well could be a Libra or a Gemini person in your environment. The feeling is that this person is not listening to you at this time. They're not understanding what you're going through. They're not even understanding, like the old Chris Rock. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? And they're just like, what was that, honey? I don't understand what you were saying. Right, that kind of thing. That's the feeling I've got with King of Swords there in your environment. So some of you dealing with a relationship situation here where it's like you look at these two, right? If this is you and two, like these people are just so despondent in discord from one another. So this could be a situation here where it's like if there's emotions involved and somebody's not listening to the way the other person is feeling, you're going to call it. You're going to be like, I can't deal with it anymore. What I'm putting in or what I'm trying to put forward is not being received. It's not being regenerated. It's not being reciprocated back to me. That sort of thing. Okay, so now what we have up in your hopes and fear, Queens of Pentacles, okay? Maybe we're afraid that there could be a third party involved here. We could be a little bit jealous at this time. We could be afraid that jealousy is like kind of overriding our situation. Or this comes back to this Seven of Wands. Are we being afraid to be ourselves? Are we being afraid to be the new version, the new best version? Because we sort of have to sort of slowly enter that, I feel, Virgo. This is you guys to a T, this Queen of Pentacles, I feel, where it's kind of like you guys really, when you almost feel like you're worried about judgment when you're being your own truthful self. You worry like other people might get jealous or other people might not like you when you're being your authentic version of yourself. Don't worry about that. Because this is carrying through. You're going to need to remain your authentic version of yourself no matter what other people think. And if that judgment call, if you can't get over that, you may just have to remove yourself from those people. But that's the situation I've got there with Queen of Pentacles. Not so bad to see there. This is more hopes than fears, but you've got to be yourself. You've got to stay true to these hopes and dreams, not fear about other people's judgment, and don't put up with other people's bullshit who isn't running parallel with you at this time, because you have learned this before already. Many of you, I feel. All right. Now, so what we have we have this is your environment. This is the best path to follow. Be yourself. Hopes and fears, okay? Sorry, I got those a little bit mixed up, but trust me, it's been a long time since I read Celtic Cross. You don't have to read anything past it other than my own deficiencies as a tarot reader. All right, King of Wands, more people in your environment, more cards now here. We've got a situation where you might be afraid that things have gotten to a point where, like, you're not able to manage the situation anymore, or somebody is like so far gone off the deep end, maybe with like just being narcissistic or self-limiting in their beliefs. They're not letting anybody in, or they're not willing to work with anybody at this time, which is very difficult for you because you are a clutch, Virgo. When you are yourself, you are like a clutch member of any team, any relationship. You're the one that comes through. You're the one that follows through. And as long as you're treating people fairly with the Six of Pentacles, right, and if you view that you're being treated fairly, this is going to be the linchpin. This is going to be the thing that hinders on whether situations fall out of control or not. So you may be worrying that somebody is past the point of no return. And this could be a fire sign now. We're picking up all signs in this reading. We've got Cups, Pentacles, Swords, and Fire here. Sagittarius, Leo, or Aries, where a situation feels like it could be running amok, could be running out of control, okay? So I feel for the ladies out there that are watching at this time, definitely these fire and these air signs, there could be a little bit of trouble seeing eye to eye. You could be watching people falling into their old bad habits of not listening or not wanting to take part or see you as an equal member of a relationship or a team. So that's tricky, that's tough, right? And for you gentlemen out there, the feeling I have here is like you need to open up, remain your true version of yourself, and you may see some harmony or somebody willing to come around or be a little bit more truthful to you, okay? This card here, this lie could be coming from this fire sign. Okay, let's take a look and see what's up here if nothing changes. Well, Ace of Wands reverse. All right, so no nookie for you. No nookie, no creative blocks. You've got to do something to get yourself back into a position where you are feeling yourself, you are carrying your dreams forward, and you are in your authentic version of yourself. Because if you don't, if that is not your path, and if you get caught up in this Six of Pentacles, this judgment, this like, being too far out there on the limb, the situation is that there's no new creativity, no new inspiration, no nookie, even for some of you on the very mundane level. Okay, so that's someone does this, that, other thing. I tell you, mundane readings, anybody can, as long as they know what the tarot cards mean, they can pick up a deck of tarot cards and they can tell you that. Okay, there's readers out there with 20,000 subscribers because that's all people want to know. They want to come in, get it done, quick, dirty. They're the other thing that's done. All right, now on to my favorite part. We're going to look at the Ascended cards. We're going to get some Oracle cards out here. For those of my subscribers that have been with me a long time, thanks again so much. I look forward to this part of it with you guys. So the first Oracle message is direction, spirit of place. A lot of this for you guys. I want to make sure that you're feeling comfortable in your home. I know it's only September, but this is like the story of the ant and the grasshopper, where it's like, almost that feeling of like we want to prepare ourselves for like not like the harsh winter, but like those months where it's like we're feeling like those shorter days. We want to make sure that we're starting to adorn our house with the things that makes us feel comfortable. Make sure that your sanctuary is clean. If that means physically cleaning it, if it means cleaning your crystals, if it means maybe burning some sage or changing the chi, anything of that nature is spirit of place to get it back. So this is your direction. This is what I want you to do. I want you guys to do a little bit of spiritual house cleaning, okay? So, and these Oracle cards, I'm definitely pulling them for the cusp readings. Like I said, these cards are going to be coming forward for you cuspers. The cusper videos are going to be a little bit shorter, but these are the messages that are going to come forward to balance out your signs. Okay, now your wisdom is to go the distance, all right? Now, for your wisdom, this is be relentless. This is unrelenting. So if you're faced with a challenge, you rise to the challenge and you tell the challenge, you're not the challenge, I'm the challenge. You don't get into my way, I'm in your way, whatever that might be. And if there's somebody out there that you're vying for position for or anything like that, you show them like, you better be ready for a good dogfight here because I'm in it for the long haul. I'm ready to go the distance on whatever this is. If this is a project, if this is a commitment or a relationship type thing, if you're hashing this out with a lover, communication with somebody, just ask them, are you ready to go the distance with me? Tell them whether or not, and ask yourself, is your heart in it, fully and wholly, like fully and completely, as the song goes. If any of you are from north of the border know the Tragically Hip, that's a great jam for you to listen to. Fully and completely, it's called. All right, but that's just like all in, going the distance. Or Cake, that old song by Cake, he's going the distance. That's a good one for you to listen to too, just to kind of get that message of like that person who is unrelenting. Like everybody's gone, everybody like has shut the lights out on this guy, but or this person, and they're still thinking or they're still pursuing that soulmate, that person. All right, we got some cards out here for our Ascended portion of our reading, and we're going to keep this in the old chakra traditional spread. We got them all for this one. We need one more for Crown. There, it flipped right off the top, all right? We got a bunch flipped from the Crown. So we may have to allow this Gaia Tarot to tell a story, all right? So let's just leave it at that. That's going to be what it is. All right, guys, thanks for bearing with me again. Thank you for all your likes, subscribes, and shares. I love when you guys are on the receiving end, and I'm so stoked to be here for you, Virgo. This is awesome. What's up here? We have got a 4 of water reversed, okay? So this here, it's like there needs to be some excitement. Go out and do some things that are out of the ordinary. I would suggest to you, if you're feeling in a rut, like go get some ethnic food, go get some spicy food, go sit down in a place, whether it's like a theater that has some like culture to it. We need to get some culture into our lives. And there, for some of you, this is like also, some of you may be needing to slow down out of that as well. Some of you, you might be feeling like, a little bit like drawn out. Maybe you've got too much on the go. Almost like for some odd reason, there's like some Aquarian energy that's brought into this, like with this water bringer, this Four of Cups reverse, which is what this translates into. This is like, as well, we want to make sure that when we're on our ascension process in this one, as we're remaining grounded, we're effectively helping others, but we're not sort of like lording our ego into the situation a lot of the times too, where it's like we may really feel like we want to reach out to other people, but we at the same time we just have to let it happen on its own kind of thing. So you may find like a lot of times passing and you're kind of like a little bit restless, but that's okay. And make sure that if you're working with somebody, that you're not rushing them too much, okay? That's the message I felt there with that card. Okay, up here in creativity, we got another water card. We've got Seven of Water reversed, okay? So for this cup here, I feel like that whatever came forward through the mundane, what we're streamlining here, whatever that judgment was, whatever you're cutting out, this is important to get that creativity, that lack of creativity that showed up there. What we want to do here is this is all centering around getting cultured and getting creative so far in these bottom to get these things balanced. And you'll feel it. If you're if you're alone, I want you guys to open up the paint, open up the projects, open up the books, get it all written down. This is going to be a time of vivid dreaming and dream journaling for you guys. Very important that you guys are keeping up with that, okay? I feel that. Whoa, more water now. So emotional. We had that Queen of Cups up in the mundane, right? So this is going to be some big emotional month for you guys, I feel. Don't be surprised if you find yourself crying on the phone or crying, just to get it all out. A good cry means everything, if you have somebody there with you. If not, make sure that you've got that level of self-love going on there as well. Now, this happens in the gut instinct. So if you're feeling good about your emotions, remember, we're in 2017. There's no public displays of emotion aren't even accepted anymore in this crummy old 3D world that we live in sometimes. So, take that time. If it's part of a culture, if it's part of a play, if you can find something that brings that spark or inspires you, embrace it, get it done. And make sure it's happening for you, okay? The feeling is that you need to face your emotions here. You need to see where you've come, how far you've come, and who you are, and how you feel about who you are. Because it comes back to this. It's kind of like, how much of our ego have we been imposing in certain situations? And, how much do we affect the feelings of others just through being ourselves? Like we said, you guys are clutching the team. Sometimes people get jealous of that. Sometimes people tend to not like you so much for being so articulated and so with it, so to speak, all right, on those levels. So when it comes to this, let's make sure that we're not worried too much about other people, but we want to make sure that we are happy with ourselves at the end of each and every day. These are kind of like the meditations of doing the daily review. One thing I like to do when I go to sleep is I do a quick 2 minutes from the time I woke up that morning all the way through to the end of that day, and I run it through kind of in my mind, each little thing like I can remember. And then the dreams get more vivid. And then the next day, it becomes more memorable in the dreams, and it kind of builds on itself that way. But this is all happening emotionally. The feeling is like deep water, subconscious type stuff here. True self, true being, okay? See what's up with the heart. You guys have got the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Air reversed here. So truth and cutting out lies when it comes to matter of the heart affecting how you're feeling. If somebody's version of the truth is not aligned with yours and it's making you feel unbalanced, it's making you feel maybe unworthy or your self-esteem is in jeopardy, cut that out. Get that out of you there, right? We don't want to see that too much, okay? Quick clarifier from Lenormand on Queen of Air, why she's there, all right? For personal growth's sake, this is the people in your life now. This is like, okay, there's certain people you want to help, that maybe they are just like so asleep, so kind of skull and crossbones, like existing in a 3D reality. You want to help them, but there comes a point where you make that judgment, you make that call. It's just like, you can't put a leash on a fish and walk them, and like you gotta have a dog to do that. You cannot get certain creatures, certain beings to those certain levels on your own. And it's like, if you try too much, too hard, you'll end up harming yourself and that person's ascension journey as well. Know when to let go. Know when to let other people be. Okay? That's the message coming in from the heart chakra. Let's see what's coming up in communication. All right, you guys have got number 9, body and mind reversed. So let's get in touch with ourselves. Let's make sure we're not overthinking things at bedtime. Again, it comes up that these bedtime meditations are going to be big for you because you're going to be doing a lot of feeling. And if you're carrying these emotions to your resting time, it's going to come back on the mind. And we have the risk of this running sort of like 9 of Swords type energy, 9 of Air type energy, right? So with this card reversed, we want to make sure that whatever is bugging us, we kind of rebuke it. We tell it, you don't have any power here. I'm about to enter my meditation. And if you find yourself, if your mind drifts off to that, then you're the one that needs to put a stop to it as well. This comes back to diet. Be honest with yourself about the indulgences that you have right now and where you draw the line with certain things when it comes to indulging. Because it's like a lot of times we will do things in the subconscious that make us feel good on the short term, but then it's like we look at ourselves in the mirror in some of these other cards and we're like, oh, why can't we achieve maybe our fitness goals or our esteem goals? And it comes back to these indulgences, okay? Not accusing you of anything. These are for people that are ascending and slowly coming up. These are your messages now, right? When you're awake. Okay. Now we've got the Queen of Water reversed. So this Queen of Cups is showing up again. And now she's showing up in third eye reversed here. So your intuition connected to emotion is the major theme this month. So it's like knowing how to express your feelings, knowing how to even label your feelings. And remember that everything is labels. Again, coming back to this 2017, this 3D kind of like shell shock place that we have to be. Remember that our emotions are labeled and there's so much labels and so much falls into a gray area where it's like it can't exist within the realm of a label because, and if it's you, if it's your performance or if it's your relationship or if it is the way you're feeling, try to stay away from labeling them. Just accept it for what it is and allow your intuition to tell you whether or not it's conducive or a hindrance to whatever, with that star card coming through, to where your goals and dreams are wanting to take you. All right? So that's very important here. Look at the myth load of cards that came out from Crown Chakra. Look at the messages from the universe are flying for you guys, okay? With the myth full and the story, I'm going to keep these upright, all right? Just because it's like, it's easier that way. Don't be afraid of the reversals, but don't give me any flack about reversals either. When it comes up and I feel it, I see it that way, that's the way it is, okay? Now, we've got this 10 of Cups straight up. Look at that. You guys, some of you have kind of been there, done that, like, and you're feeling like almost like the new chapter. Where do we go from here? It's like maybe you've had a successful career, you've raised some children already, and you're like feeling like, oh my goodness, like, what can I do now? How can I like better help other people? So this card, I feel, is like you in community almost, all right? You granting knowledge onto other people, maybe teaching your children, or some of you could be teachers here, or into a situation where you are looking to become a teacher, all right? Now we've got this 7 of Air here that's straight up. This card here is just making sure that your ideas are protected and that your ideas are shared, okay? So don't be afraid. Like if it's common knowledge and you feel like, oh, somebody maybe took it or somebody maybe took the credit for whatever it is that you're working on, remember that a lot of things in this world are just definitely rehashed. Like You know, that's why I love tarot, keeps it fresh each and every day, because like even on the ascension process, some people like that are going through that, or like helping other people through that, they're rehashing information to the point where they're having to like pretend that it's aliens giving them the information, because you know it's been rehashed so many times, they got presented in such a new way. This card is just be very discerning again over what you're hearing at this time, what you're feeling, and doesn't mesh with what you want, okay? Very much so. Oh, you guys have card number 2, the Maiden. Things are going to be revealed. Lies are going to be exposed around you, I feel. And lies are coming your way, but they're short-lived this month, okay? And you've got the Crony, or the Crone. Look at this card here. She's kind of got a serious look on her face of being able to, like, sort of show somebody, like, that you need to sometimes embrace the dark side of yourself. It's when we talk about New Age and we talk about ascension, people, you know, sometimes get a feeling like it's all love and light, but it's kind of like we go through stages like almost like Buddhists will understand, like sort of the suffering of Buddha, where it's like we're embracing the dark too. Some of you are going to have a solid friend, a solid person in your environment that is going to help you feel balanced through this month and through all the emotional things. This is a good friend that you're relying upon. For some of you is your father that is going to come in and maybe give you some help and give you some more knowledge that's coming through. We had some knowledge here that was coming through in this card. Look how closely those two are related. For somebody here, I feel like this is somebody that's giving their knowledge to their children. That's going to make them very happy. Look at him. There it is. The child, your innocence. Be innocent. Stand in a place where it's like, if you do no wrong, then whatever other people got going on around you, if they're trying to detract from your gig, from your situation, child doesn't care. Child's just like, you know what? If you're not at peace, if you're not at harmony, well, me and this hummingbird are, so bye-bye. We're going over here. We're going around the corner, right? You ever see those kids that get in trouble because they run away from their parents? They're like, some people catch it on video and they like run away from their parents. It's like, oh my goodness. All right, now, Ascended, one last card, best path to follow. Thanks, Virgo. It's been so awesome to read for you guys. Like I said, if you're born on the cusp, check out that video. If you want subscribers, come in and check out the round table that introduced all of these readings. It's really good. All right, you can go your own way. Don't worry about others too much, and it's going to be deeply emotional. People might even try to get you to guilt you into things, to make you feel a certain way, but you're going to have to stay aware of it. You're going to have to kind of want to stay on your guard with it and don't get caught up. This is kind of like, don't be afraid to be yourself and go against the flow, because the sun is in your sign this month, Virgo. This is you being clutched. This is you being yourself, and this is you kind of being very discerning of who has fallen into their old ways of bad habits and who has had their new fresh start and can work closely in accordance with you and where you're going, right? Sort of alliances being formed that way. All right. That's all I got. So thanks again. Know that I love you all, and we'll see you next time.